What happens when the drama of love and power is immortalized on canvas? Dive with us into Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy by Jean-Joseph Taillasson, a painting where art, history, and raw human emotion converge in perfect harmony. Jean-Joseph Taillasson's Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy is a stunning visual narrative that immerses viewers in the complex interplay of history, literature, and human emotion. The painting illustrates Queen Berenice II of Egypt confronting her husband, Ptolemy III Euergetes, over his failure to act decisively during a moment of personal and political crisis. Rooted in the vibrant history of the Hellenistic period and immortalized in Roman literature, the scene dramatizes the tensions between personal loyalty and royal duty. By choosing such a charged moment, Taillasson taps into the timeless allure of stories where personal betrayal and public responsibility collide. At the heart of the painting lies the raw intensity of Berenice's emotions: betrayal, sorrow, and righteous anger. Taillasson masterfully captures her as she reproaches Ptolemy with a commanding gesture, embodying both grief and strength. Opposite her, Ptolemy's reserved posture and somber expression hint at a complex mix of guilt and resignation, making the dynamic between the two figures deeply engaging. The theatrical composition, Berenice's expressive stance juxtaposed against Ptolemy's subdued demeanor, draws viewers into the emotional core of the scene, making it a vivid exploration of the fragility and volatility of royal relationships. Beyond its dramatic appeal, Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy offers a nuanced perspective on the lives of historical figures. Taillasson portrays these rulers not as untouchable icons of power but as flawed individuals grappling with their humanity. The painting bridges the gap between the grandeur of history and the vulnerabilities of personal relationships, challenging viewers to reflect on the sacrifices and struggles that often accompany positions of great power. Through his art, Taillasson transcends the confines of time, inviting modern audiences to empathize with the universal themes of loss, love, and duty. Jean-Joseph Taillasson's work, Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy, is a masterful example of the Neoclassical movement, which sought to revive the elegance and intellectual rigor of classical antiquity. This painting reflects the hallmark ideals of Neoclassicism: simplicity, harmony, and a deliberate return to the balanced composition of ancient art. Taillasson employs meticulous attention to detail, crafting a scene that is both visually striking and intellectually engaging, where every element contributes to the narrative and emotional weight. The figures in the painting are rendered with a sculptural clarity, their sharply defined form standing out against a muted background. Taillasson's careful use of color, dominated by soft creams, golds, and subdued reds, creates a restrained palette that amplifies the tension and emotional gravity of the scene. The interplay of light and shadow is particularly significant. Berenice's face is gently illuminated, drawing the viewer's focus to her expression of righteous indignation, while Ptolemy is cast in relative shadow, symbolizing his moral uncertainty. This calculated use of lighting not only directs the viewer's gaze but also deepens the psychological complexity of the scene. Taillasson's stylistic choices align seamlessly with the neoclassical ethos of blending technical precision with moral and intellectual depth. By revisiting historical themes, he emphasizes the timeless lessons of virtue, justice, and human struggle. Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy transcends its aesthetic beauty, becoming a vessel for philosophical reflection, a true testament to the enduring spirit of neoclassicism. The painting delves deeply into the theme of accountability in relationships of power, capturing the tension between personal betrayal and the moral responsibilities of leadership. Berenice's outstretched arm and intense gaze convey her demand for justice and recognition of wrongdoing, emphasizing the weight of personal integrity even in the highest echelons of power. In stark contrast, Ptolemy's reserved and introspective posture underscores the struggle of a ruler faced with ethical dilemmas, making the painting a compelling study of the dynamics between power, morality, and human vulnerability. The symbolism within the painting enriches its narrative, grounding the scene in the grandeur of antiquity while exploring timeless themes. The rich drapery and classical architectural elements evoke the grandeur of ancient civilizations, serving as a backdrop that transcends time and place. Meanwhile, the laurel wreaths and regal attire signify their royal status, but these markers of authority are overshadowed by the raw display of human emotion, anger, guilt, and sorrow, etched into their expressions. Through these elements, the artist creates a tension between the weight of historical significance and the universality of human frailty. By humanizing these historical figures, the painting offers a poignant reminder of the emotional complexities that define all lives, regardless of status. Taillasson strips away the stoic grandeur often associated with rulers, replacing it with vulnerability and relatability. This approach bridges the gap between the past and the present, inviting viewers to reflect on how power and morality intertwine in their own lives, making the artwork as resonant today as it was in the era it portrays. The story of Berenice and Ptolemy is deeply embedded in the historical and literary traditions of the Hellenistic period, a time when the blending of Greek and Egyptian cultures gave birth to rich and complex narratives. Berenice, too, a queen of Egypt, was renowned not only for her striking beauty but also for her sharp intellect and political insight. Her reign was marked by political maneuvering, and her relationship with Ptolemy III, filled with both passion and political intrigue, became a captivating tale that resonated through history. This tumultuous bond between the royal couple sparked the imagination of historians, poets, and artists, inspiring retellings from ancient texts to more romanticized versions in later periods, such as the Renaissance and the Enlightenment. The painting by Taillasson is a reflection of the 18th century's fascination with antiquity, a time when the Enlightenment sparked renewed interest in classical history and its moral lessons. Intellectuals of the period often looked to the past to provide context for contemporary social, moral, and political issues, drawing parallels between ancient events and the dilemmas of their own time. In this cultural climate, the works of artists like Taillasson were not just about reproducing historical scenes but were also intended to provoke thought and reflection on human nature, politics, and philosophy. His choice to depict a scene from the story of Berenice and Ptolemy speaks to this desire to both honor the past and connect its lessons to the present. By choosing this particular story, Taillasson engaged his audience not only with a visual narrative rooted in antiquity but also with the deeper psychological and moral themes of love, power, and loyalty. In doing so, he appealed to the intellectual curiosity of his contemporaries, who sought to understand the complexities of human relationships and political intrigue through classical stories. This blend of artistic homage to ancient storytelling and an exploration of moral philosophy provided a rich, multi-layered experience that transcended mere historical depiction, making it a compelling piece in the broader context of Enlightenment art and thought. Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy is housed in the renowned Detroit Institute of Arts, DIA, a cultural cornerstone in the United States. As one of the country's most prestigious art institutions, DIA boasts an impressive collection that spans centuries of global artistic history. Its vast galleries showcase works from diverse regions, ranging from ancient civilizations to modern masterpieces, making it a destination for art lovers and scholars alike. This particular painting belongs to the museum's European art collection, where it has captivated visitors with its profound emotional depth and historical significance. The DIA's European galleries are home to a remarkable array of works from the Renaissance, Baroque, and Neoclassical periods, and Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy stands out as a striking example of neoclassical art. Positioned among other masterpieces from this period, the painting continues to resonate with contemporary audiences through its portrayal of timeless human drama. The work's placement in the museum allows visitors to experience firsthand the intense interaction between Berenice and Ptolemy. This pivotal moment in the painting's narrative, which captures the emotional tension between the figures, remains relevant to modern viewers. Despite being centuries old, the piece speaks to universal themes of power, conflict, and personal integrity, drawing crowds who are moved by its historical context and the relatable human emotions it evokes. As we draw our exploration of Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy to a close, we are reminded of the timeless power of art to capture the complexities of human emotion and historical drama. Jean-Joseph Tailhasson's masterpiece not only reflects the intellectual rigor of the neoclassical movement but also delves into the raw vulnerabilities of those in power, bridging the gap between antiquity and the modern world. The painting's careful composition and profound symbolism invite us to reflect on the delicate balance between personal integrity and the moral burdens of leadership, all set against a backdrop of political intrigue and emotional turmoil. Today, housed at the Detroit Institute of Arts, Berenice Reproaching Ptolemy continues to resonate, urging us to consider the universal themes of love, power, and responsibility. Through this work, Taillasson reminds us that even the greatest figures in history were not immune to the same passions and struggles that shape our own lives.